Hi everyone, and welcome to the Gemini June 2022 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. And what does that mean? That means we are going to be taking a look today at a challenge that you're going to be facing in the month of June that Spirit would like to ask you to face and overcome. And in doing so, you're going to really get a chance to experience your own spirit, because as we face challenges and we get pushed to overcome them, this is when we get a chance to see what we're made of, what makes us unique. We get a chance to really tap into our own heroic capabilities and energy. And that's where we get a chance to really also tap into understanding our purpose and meaning, and then from there experiencing those feelings of emotional fulfillment, because we know what we're capable of and where that can be engaged with in your external environment. So as I'm pulling some cards here and getting the reading set up, I'm just going to tell everybody that I do have a new service that's been added to my list of services on my website. It is a $25 Ask a Question reading, which will be available for the next upcoming season. I still also have my spring special on my 1 hour I Am Illuminated reading up as well. And for everyone who has continued to support me, thank you so much. Your continued viewership has really meant the world to me. All right, so we have actually a really good month ahead, Gemini. So right off the bat, what I'm taking a look at here is we have the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles. This is the energy that you're coming in with to the month of June. And it's a beautiful energy. It's one of being presented with a new opportunity and in the physical. So this can be being gifted a job opportunity, being gifted a new place to move into. This could be the idea of something that now you're tangibly going to start to turn it into something that you can manifest in the physical. And the Empress, partnered with that, really shows that you're in the energy where you can grow and nurture and make of this opportunity so much more than if, I think, at any other point in your life you would have been gifted the same little seed. So in our external environment, we have strength. We have the energy of really helping to support this new start for yourself, Gemini. Now, strength really speaks specifically to when we learn that strength is not about an outward display of force. This is when we actually get to learn, as you see here with the angelic being gently opening the mouth of the lion, that we learn that through grace and through a deep understanding of our own inner strength, that actually is what allows us to, from a place of courageous strength, continue to nurture and grow ourselves. That we don't actually have to have this outward physical force to force other people to do what we want or to force outward circumstances to bend to our will. We get the beautiful realization that no, just in knowing who I am, having the strength that comes from that place, and understanding the grace and the beauty of me focusing on myself, growing my seed, that's where true strength lies. And that's really what's going on in your external environment. You have this supportive energy that lies with, if you are courageous and really moving forward and making the most out of this fresh start that's coming your way, I think you're going to be surprised at how much your external environment is going to be very supportive of this. Now, what you are unlocking about yourself, so what you're engaging with about your own unique spirit and personal path and purpose, is the Wheel of Fortune. And so this is really allowing you to see what it feels like when you're in flow, what it feels like when you courageously jump into this place of true personal empowerment of really being able to say, this is what I want to create for myself. I see the opportunity I have before myself. I'm going to have the courage to go out there and take this opportunity. And you have the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. And this is where you're going to see, I think, a whole nother world open up. Now we're going to see what's hiding behind this, what's underlying this. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, the Devil, and then the Wheel of Fortune. So there is this feeling coming through for you, Gemini, of something from the past that has held you back. You are facing that and releasing it to be able to get this Wheel of Fortune moving. When we get the Six of Cups, this is that kind of card of nostalgia. It's a card of an emotional tie to the past. It can also be where we get a chance to have a glimmer of something from the past that we can then bring forward and make use of in the present moment. But for you guys, I think with the Devil coming up on top of that, there is this energy of something that you were emotionally tied to in the past had held you back. This could have been a previous relationship. This could have been a tie to a career path. This could have been family wounding, something along those lines that you had allowed to prevent you from really allowing yourself to get in flow with life. Allow yourself to see what it feels like again when you have that wheel turning, when you are meeting destiny with your free will. Because we could be presented with all kinds of opportunities when you think about it. But until we, through our own free will, see the opportunity and then choose to act on it, those are just truly passing moments. We are the ones that actually have to create the opportunity. We are the ones that have to, yes, something could be destined for us, but if we never take action towards it, well, it's never going to come to be. So this is where really tapping into that strength and understanding yourself, understanding what you're capable of, and understanding that now is the time. Now is the time with this beautiful fresh start, this new opportunity. And for many of you, you have battled a little bit of this kind of something that's held you back, and you're going to again see what it feels like when you are moving in flow with your life once again. It's going to be, I think, a really beautiful birthday month for all of you Geminis. Okay, so let's go ahead, or birthday season, because some of you may have already had your birthday in May. My dad is actually a May Gemini. All right, so we have Eight of Swords. So I'm pulling cards now where we're going to take a look at what is the challenge? What are the challenges and the blocks for you fearlessly moving forward and creating for yourself what you'd like out of this new start? So the Eight of Swords in your main challenge position really speaks to feeling like you don't see a way forward. It can actually be where we're stuck in that kind of place of mental entrapment where we're going over and over and over again all of the different options, and we're like, yes, but none of this works. I want to make the best of this opportunity, but I don't know how I can do that. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming up again over here. Beautiful energy. Okay, so we have Eight of Swords, Prince of Wands, Three of Pentacles at the heart of your reading, Six of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and then she is further clarified by the Five of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and Ten of Pentacles. So, and just to let you know, for some of you who are confused by the Prince of Wands, this is actually the Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot. So the Eight of Swords, again, speaks to this place of mental entrapment. This is where we're kind of lost in the negative thinking. This could be where maybe we are being presented with a new job opportunity or a chance to move into a new location, and we're sitting here saying, yes, but I just don't see how I can make this happen. Yes, that home I've been waiting for to come on the market has finally come on the market, and I have almost enough money, but not quite enough. How am I going to make this happen? And if I do that, then I'm going to have to get the movers, and then I'm going to have this, get the loan in place. And it's like you get to this point where instead of just kind of leaning into the opportunity and saying, let me see what I can do, this opportunity is something I've always wanted to have happen for myself. So and that's what's the page or the Knight of Wands coming in after this. This is kind of really what that energy speaks to. Of the Knight of Wands is the energy of, he is somebody who truly goes with the flow. He's somebody who really only does what they want to do, what feels good in the moment. This is the energy of Sagittarius. It is a fun, kind of almost thrill-seeking energy. And that's really what you're being asked to embrace here at this point, which is to get out of that kind of, and Gemini, you are an air sign. And I do have a lot of Gemini placements in my chart as well. So I understand that we can get stuck as an air sign in our heads. We can get into that place of trying to overanalyze or overthink through something. And sometimes we just need to feel and play and take action through the opportunity. And that's really what the Prince of Wands is all about. This is that energy of, I see the opportunity. I know it's what I want. So I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to take action and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to move towards it in an optimistic way. And with the Three of Pentacles coming in at the heart of your reading, this really speaks specifically to building. This is what Spirit's asking you to embrace to help move you through and get you out of this kind of this place of mental entrapment. This is saying, what do you want to build with this? Why do you feel this is an opportunity for you? So for instance, if let's say out of the blue, you did get this new job opportunity and you're sitting here and you're mulling it over and you're like, yeah, but it would mean that I have to leave my current place and I've, been here for a decade and I have a lot of great benefits because of that. And if I move, even though I really am excited about this new workplace, and I'm excited for the fresh start, and I'm excited for being in a new position, I also don't know. Again, it's unknown. It's a truly a fresh start. But then this is where you can go back to yourself and say, well, why does that seem appealing to me? Why is this truly an opportunity that I want to create something from? Because again, an opportunity to us is only an opportunity because of what we bring to it, because of how we feel about it. So, somebody could hit you up out of the blue and say, hey, I have a job for you. And you could sit there and say, well, that job sounds terrible. No, thanks, but no thanks. But when it's the opposite, when you get that kind of out of the blue job offer and you're like, oh my gosh, this would be so exciting. This would be amazing. I just want to do it. And then you hold yourself back. And that's when you get kind of lost in the negative thinking again. You're like, but that sounds so exciting. It's like what I've always wanted to do. Or maybe I never even considered doing that. But wow, it just sounds fantastic. And this is to go back and say, well, why? Why is this specific opportunity exciting to you? What do you see that it could actually build towards? Is it that all of a sudden there's a whole nother career path that you didn't even realize could be open to you, and suddenly you see the long-term ramifications of that? Or maybe suddenly you realize that in moving homes, you're starting to realize, wow, this is the foundation for me being able to expand my family. Or this is my opportunity to visit and live in a location I have always dreamed of. And suddenly you're seeing more to it than just, you're seeing beyond just the initial opportunity. You're seeing what it can become. Because when we really embrace that, when we become clear on what we want to build for ourselves and why this opportunity is initially appealing to us, the Six of Wands on the other side, this is a card of success. This is a card of recognition. This is a card of really being recognized by others for taking courageous action. And with the Queen of Pentacles coming up as in the last place here, it's your kind of final challenge to overcome. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who knows what they want to nurture. The Queen of Pentacles is kind of the lower version of the Empress. She understands, or the lower arcana version of the Empress. She understands that she is going to take this opportunity and she is going to nurture and love it and fully focus on it so that it has the best opportunity to grow. Now, this is being But where we can get stuck here is where we wonder, is this really the opportunity for me? What if I do decide to really invest in this fresh start and it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't end up, again, what if all this Eight of Swords comes in here? Well, what if I can't do this? And what if actually when I move, I don't have the opportunities I had here to do X, Y, and Z? And what if I can't keep my gym subscription? And what, all these kinds of things. And it's like, no, this is where we have to realize that with the Five of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Pentacles, yeah, change does involve a little bit of chaos. That's the Five of Wands. This is where, yeah, it's going to feel a little like we're kind of getting back out there in the fray, and we're going to have to kind of see where we fit again. This could also be where we have to get out there and get into a competitive market. Maybe we get that job opportunity, but suddenly it's throwing us in where maybe where we are currently, we're kind of at the top of our game. We're at the, we are the manager, or we are at a higher level. And even though this job opportunity, you see the potential that it could lead long term for you and you could go so much further. In the moment, taking it, you're going to have to kind of go back a little bit. And you might have to kind of jump back into having to test out your skills. You might have to learn a new skill set. You might have to kind of see where you are in that new workplace. But in being courageous in doing that and kind of going through this little time of a little bit of chaotic change, this is what's going to unlock and get the Wheel of Fortune moving in your favor for the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is a lasting legacy. That is the ultimate fulfillment of what you want to manifest physically for yourself. This can be wealth. This can be, again, the home and the perfect location with everything else around you that you really want. I mean, anything that you really want to manifest again in the physical, this is the card that really speaks to that. So there's something here around really being able to see this month a further reaching vision for yourself through an opportunity, through something new that's coming in. And you're being asked to really have the strength to lean into that change. And that's what's going to make you feel that connection to, this is what I'm building. This is what I'm creating for myself. I'm no longer held back from the past. Wow, what can't I create when I'm coming forward with these two energies? What can't I nurture into existence? And the Three of Pentacles actually really does speak to building with others as well. This is can also be one of being recognized for what you've built. This is when others get a chance to see what you're creating, to see what you're working on, and to actually join in and help you. So this could be, again, maybe other people in the workplace. This could be somebody who's moving into the new home with you, and you guys are going to build the home together. It's that kind of energy. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to pull 3 additional cards. We're going to pull a card for curiosity, and this is really tapping us into kind of the spiritual side of our experience. When we're tapping into we're being curious about what we don't know. And when we think about our spiritual experience, that really is what our spiritual side to us is. It's about us being able to face the unknown and to understand that we will never understand everything. So we have to stay open and curious and optimistic, and really in that place of understanding there's a lot that we don't know and we can always be surprised. All right, so we have walking away, number 27, breaks down to a 9, that closing out of a cycle. So where is it time for you to walk away, Gemini? There's something here with this new opportunity and an eye to the future, that there is something that you have to walk away from. And that's where I think really this Eight of Swords is coming from, that there is something here that is tied to either something that you've done for so long. I mean, this could also be what's coming through here. This could be that you're kind of stuck in that rose-colored glasses of maybe you've been in a job for 15 years and you're now looking back and saying, yeah, when I first started, it was what I loved to do. And you've kind of kept clinging to that same story of, yes, this is what I love to do. And now you're I think something is coming out of the blue for you here, or something that's happened really quickly over the past couple months. And it's something that's really allowing you to see maybe where you were kind of clinging to a past feeling towards something, and suddenly you're realizing, because this new opportunity excites you, this thing from the past, it's time for it to be released. So whether it's a job, a career path, where you've been living, it could even be a previous relationship that you've kind of clung to. But this is really when we're thinking about being curious and asking ourselves a question. Where is it time? Where do you know that it's time to walk away from something? And in knowing that, what are you walking towards? All right. And now, Gemini, let's go ahead and pull a card for the concept of courage. And this is where we really get to tap into our physical present energy. This is where we are looking at the courage to take action in the moment. So if we're moving from the spiritual side, kind of opening ourselves up to the wonder and the mystery of our experience, now we're tapping into the physical, really where we have the ability to control our experience. So we have surrender worry. It says, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. I love that. And that really speaks here to what, kind of seeing with the releasing of the devil and the Eight of Swords, that kind of feeling trapped. It's time to really lean into this Prince of Wands energy, that really fun, loving, optimistic, I can't wait to start making use of this new opportunity. I can't wait to start building. I can't wait to really work towards my lasting legacy. So we have surrender your need to always be right. It says, give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. And I think that this can be a really great thing to keep in mind when we're going through a time of change. That a lot of times we can sit here when an opportunity presents itself and we really want to take it. But other people will come in and tell us, maybe, yeah, you could just do this, you could do that, like you should go for it. And we'll sit there and say no, and we'll basically, in trying to convince ourselves that we are, we're too afraid to walk away from something or make that change, we'll try to then convince the other person as to why we shouldn't do something or why we can't let go of the past. And this is where, when we think about stepping up into our own power, and this really, again, ties back to the Strength card over here, we have to learn in our life, and we all come to this realization at some point, that we can't control others. And we also can't control our external environment. There's always going to be things, the next bend in the road that's going to throw a surprise in our path. And there's also going to be always external elements of our environment in the form of people that we can't control. And we begin to realize that the only thing we can control in our experience is ourselves and our actions in the present moment, and where we choose to take action or we choose not to take action. So when we think about needing to always be right, can be an element of control, where we want to show everybody or try to, again, change people's opinions or talk somebody in or out of something. And this is where we have to kind of realize, no, we need to just focus back on ourselves. And I know, I've had to go through a process of that kind of realization in my own life, trust me. So it's not just you or, somebody out there who's hearing this message. It's everyone has to go through this lesson at some point, where we realize there's no use trying to sit here, and if somebody either agrees or doesn't agree with this opportunity or this change, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. This is your opportunity and your choice to make use of it, because you're the one that gets to see what it will become. And when you let that go, that's actually where a lot of the worry comes from as well, because we end up kind of getting stuck in this place of, well, how are others going to see me? Or I'm going to have to convince somebody to allow me to make use of this opportunity. Or I'm going to have to go home and really work on my significant other to tell them why all of a sudden I want to switch career paths, at 45. And what you might be surprised by is, instead of like needing to feel like you have to go in and defend something or convince somebody one way or the other, this is where we can just say, yeah, the person may not see it from your perspective. They may sit there and say, it is kind of crazy that you're going to walk away from a job that you've been in for 20 years and to do something else. But then this is where you get the chance to then really allow yourself to then tap into why it does mean so much for you, what it's releasing you from, what it can actually, in really standing firm in your own convictions and knowledge of yourself and what you want to nurture. This is really going to, again, allow for an opportunity possibly for great wealth or great success in a physical way for yourself. And this is where you get that chance to hear somebody out, and they may say, this is how I feel, and you can say, thank you for sharing. I do see your point. But this for me is something that I have to take action on, and I feel it's necessary. And sometimes in just saying it like that and releasing your need to convince the other person, this is where we kind of stand firm in our own power, and your actions will speak louder than your words, and the other person will get to see eventually why you wanted to take this action, why you wanted to nurture this opportunity. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull a final card here for the concept of contemplation. And this is going to be where we've moved from spiritual aspect of our experience to our physical, and now we're moving into the mental aspect. This is where we're going to bring everything up into reflection, where we get a chance to really see where we're taking action in the present moment, the consequences of those actions, and then we get to reflect on the consequences and really take a look at this message that's coming through, and keep it in mind as we go through the month of June. So it says, take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. And I really like that, because that's really what this Prince of Wands, Knight of Wands energy is with the Three of Pentacles. This is that realization that we can't do it all in the moment. When you think of a lasting legacy, legacies aren't built overnight. It isn't just like from one day to the next, everything you've ever dreamed of just falls in your lap. It has to be done one step at a time. But when we have an eye to what we want to build, and we have others who have kind of bought into that vision together, it will happen. But we can't look at it as, I like the whole get off the treadmill, because that's what you're being asked to embrace here with the Prince of Wands, Knight of Wands energy. This is the energy of doing what feels good. That it isn't about putting your head down and saying, well, I gotta just get this done and make it happen, and I'm not going to be happy until this point. This is saying, no, we're along for the ride. This is what feels good. This is what excites me. This is what I'm building. This is what I want to jump into and really nurture. And I want to have fun while I'm doing it. There's a lot of elements here around release and needing to kind of, again, walk away from something, but not in a way where everything has to be kind of ready-made. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is a fresh start. It's not a ready-made perfect transition, meaning that, let's say you do get this new job opportunity. It's not like you're suddenly going to be transplanted from where you are currently and you are now going to just magically be in 12 positions higher at the head of a company over here, if that's what you wanted, without having to kind of enter in at the bottom and work your way up and nurture and grow what this career opportunity can mean for you. So it's kind of like keeping an eye to that there's an element of why this excites you. Hold on to that excitement and enjoy enjoy that this is this long-term opportunity for yourself. And again, it's a chance to really, I think, lean into the enjoyment of this new opportunity. So this is like saying, yeah, I'm going to take the job. Yeah, I'm going to make the move. And instead of trying to have all the details planned out and everything in its perfect way, I'm going to realize the move is taking me away from a place that was keeping me in an energy of stagnation. And I know that this is going to be good for me. I'm going to release worry and I'm just going to move towards it. And I know that this is going to be in my best interest long term, because this is what I see for myself. This is what I want for myself. And I'm going to enjoy this next chapter of my life. It's actually a really positive energy with the Wheel of Fortune coming up twice. Again, this is double confirmation that it's kind of like the time is now. You being gifted with the opportunity and the ability to nurture something into a long-term fruition. And you're doing it from a place of truly understanding yourself and releasing yourself from something you now see has been holding you back. So this can be a very liberating time for you. And again, you're going to really unlock for yourself, I think, when we're thinking about being faced with a challenge and being courageous and meeting that challenge, that we get a chance to see our own spirit. We get a chance to see what we're made of, what we're capable of. And I think for some of you, that's really what this opportunity is showing for yourself. There's some aspect of your heroic quality that is wanting to come through. Whether this is having the opportunity to start a family and suddenly becoming a parent and having a family is going to bring out an aspect of yourself you didn't know existed. Or whether this opportunity is a new, again, career path and it's going to allow you to really further a passion and a talent you didn't even realize you had. Or it can be, again, moving into a new location where suddenly, again, you're going to unlock something about yourself as you walk away from something that was kind of holding you back. And now you're growing into something that is much more supportive of who you are becoming, what you want to build for yourself. Lovely energy, Gemini. I hope you have all enjoyed this reading. If you'd like, there is an extended. You can click on the Vimeo link in the description box below to view the extended for this. It's about another 30 minutes, and it will go into also including a look at what you can expect for the energy of love for the month of June. I pull clarifier cards for the majority of the cards on the table, and then I pull a final overarching message for the month. Again, that's clicking on the link in the description box down below. But if I don't see you there, Gemini, I hope you all have a wonderfully loving and illuminating and fun month of June, and I will see you all in July. Happy birthday, Geminis.